Welcome back. Gregor here with another book discussion. And this time I will be discussing Elmore Leonard's When the Women Come to Dance. Elmore Leonard is an old favorite of mine, and this is one of his collections of short stories. I'm excited to talk about it today. But before I get into that, just want to ask if you could like and subscribe, and also leave a comment and share the video if you're enjoying what it is. So, as I said, Elmore Leonard's an old favorite of mine. I didn't discover him until my mid 20s, I think, when Justified came to air. And then I started scooping up everything of his I could. So I was really excited to see this. I picked it up at a store here in Colorado Springs called Hooked on Books. They have two locations. I was downtown for a women's rights demonstration, and I just kind of went in quickly. And they have a wonderful selection. I did not have time to really shop around too much, but I have a couple authors when I'm in a used store I go to right away, and Leonard is one of them. So I was happy to find this because it's one I do not own. Now, before I really dig into it, there is an edition of the same collection of short stories called Fire in the Hole, which is the story that Justified was based on. So they just it's the same collection, they just renamed it, but I think you can still get new copies of When the Girls Come Out to Dance, or When the Women Come Out to Dance, if you wanted to buy with the original title. Either way, I'm never going to judge. Just read what you want to read. So this collection of short stories, the uh, Fire in the Hole, is one I had was familiar with before, from reading after Justified, and really how I got into the Elmore Leonard's writing in general. So that one I'd read before, and then also the story that follows it in the collection is Karen Makes Out, which is is about Deputy Marshal Karen Cisco, who was the basis of the short-lived, I think, USA Network series Karen Cisco, and then the movie Out of Sight with Jennifer Lopez. And Out of Sight is this exact story, just fleshed out a little bit more. And so those were the two stories in here I'd read before, and both really great stories. And I think Fire in a Hole I'd been remembered better, so it's really nice to reread Karen Makes Out here. I don't reread a lot, but these two stories really justified that in my mind. And so, yeah, definitely those two stories. On top of those that I already mentioned, I also really enjoyed the first story in the collection, which is Sparks, and it is about a insurance investigator who's investigating a woman's house fire, and that stuck with me long after reading. And then the title story, When the Women Come Out to Dance, really, I think that stuck with me the most when I read it. I just loved that story so much. I can't even really say how much I loved that. But honestly, I don't think there's a bad story in this collection. Everyone's mileage will vary, of course. That's just how life is. Um, but I really like those. And if you're not familiar with Elmore Leonard, he likes to write about both criminals and law enforcement agents. And throughout these stories, they're both well represented, and the characters are just so fleshed out. And Elmore Leonard is, of course, best known for his sharp dialogue, and that is abominant or prominent throughout the entire collection of stories. And if you are more familiar with the novels and have never read the short stories, there's really nothing to worry about here because the short stories are lack none of what he's known for in his novels. He really was just a master storyteller. I think if you're a fan of Elmore Leonard, short stories or crime fiction, I highly recommend picking up this collection. And of course, I myself, as I've said in previous videos, love to support brick and mortar stores, uh, preferably independent stores if possible. But I will include a link to purchase this book in the info. And if you're in Colorado Springs, definitely check out one of the Hooked on books. I've only been to the downtown location, but like I said, there's so much in there. And also the lady working was super friendly and personable. So definitely worth checking out. I'm hoping to get to the other location here soon. So yeah, and if you're in Colorado Springs and you want me to join you for a trip to Hooked on Books, I would be more than happy to do that because I love a good bookstore trip. But once again, I was talking about Elmore Leonard's When the Women Come Out to Dance, a wonderful collection of short stories. And if you'd like to follow me, I'll include my social medias, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Hive, which I just became a member of. I don't have Goodreads myself, but I do have StoryGraph, which is a very similar book tracking thing, which is independently owned. And I love to support a good independent cause. So I will include that as well. And as I said at the top of the video, please give me a like, a subscribe, a share, and comment, especially if you've read this collection of short stories or any other Elmore Leonard, or if you have something you think I might like based on my love of Elmore Leonard. Recommendations are always greatly appreciated. Until next time, folks.